Have a look out the window. What is up, beautiful people? We're back again with another video. So last weekend we were invited down to go stay at the Woods Farm down in Jervis Bay. Now the only problem with this was it had been raining all week and it was going to be wet. We knew this going into it.
Conditions we haven't seen in more than 20 years.
And when we get invited to places like this, I do like to shoot a lot of photos. I like to document the way we stay and where we stay and what it looks like. And I like to share that with the people who invite us there, but also just for my own personal memories. But with this type of rain, the drone was gonna be grounded, and so I was gonna be very limited in the way and what we could shoot. Because sometimes we get into this mindset of shooting the same. We know what we're doing, we know how it works, but we're not actually creating, we're not actually thinking about what we're doing. And so sometimes I actually don't mind getting into situations where I'm kind of forced to think a little bit more creatively about what I can produce. So I thought a little portrait photography in the rain might be a fun way to change things up. Now, I will go through some of these photos with you at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's head down to the farm. Decided we were going to stop here, just impromptu at Fitzroy Falls. I've never been here before, so I'm excited to go check it out, check out the falls. It's been raining heavily for the last pretty much 24 hours, so there should be a decent flow on the waterfall. So, okay, let's go hit it. Okay, so we've made it. The girls have already gone back because pretty much that's all you can see. Definitely a long way down, but it's getting wet here. I don't have anything to cover this camera up with, so I'm gonna start heading back. Alright, the sun has briefly just shown a little bit of light. So the girls have got their gumboots on. And we're gonna go find some alpacas. Maybe a few other fun things as well. That thing there?
Look around the side, there.
Where? Oh yeah, that's a big spider. Look at the one side of her tummy.
Both sides.
You think the goat's pregnant?
Yeah, the goat is 100% pregnant.
Could be just a fatty. What's happening? I like your hair. Okay, what does it smell like? What are you doing? It's still raining today. It's not raining very hard. Comes and goes in patches. Not sure what we're gonna do today. We'll find something to do. So that was pretty much it. The whole time, pretty much rain. And even when it wasn't raining, it was kind of raining, if you know what I mean. I've actually got a few other days where I've gone and shot, and so I wouldn't mind putting them together in a bit of a vlog and maybe teach you a little bit about my thinking when it comes to photography and things like that. Let's jump into these photos and let's have a look at what we created while we were there. Okay, so down in Fitzroy Falls, there wasn't really much I could shoot down there because it was just so foggy and so wet. But I did take this, it's actually a panorama of the falls themselves, and it's kind of cool because, like, you know, you've got half the image that is like this, you know, bright highlighted fog, and the other side of that is the falls themselves. Wasn't really much else I could take there. Now with these edits, this is going to be from a future preset pack that I'm going to release. So this will mainly be looking at the lifestyle section of that preset collection. But so here's a shot of Crystal. I wanted her to be facing the window, really close to the window, because that's where the natural light is. I've made the highlights a little bit cooler, and then I've made the shadows a little bit warm, so it kind of looks like it's a little bit warm inside. I didn't get too many of the animals, but I really like this horse. He was quite shy. He was just hiding in his little shed there, and when he poked his head out, I got a quick snap. But what I like about this image here is that there's a lot of white space in this, so for that kind of bright and airy look, it's good because there's a lot of white space, so we can just brighten that up and it kind of gives a nice feel to it. With this one here, this is the one with Crystal. She wasn't happy, and you can see it in her arms and her language, but I do like the shallow depth of field here. The things that I would probably do a little bit differently on this one is I've got the girls in the background. You can kind of see them. They're a little bit blurry, but I probably would have just waited for them to just move around the corner, and then that way it wouldn't be so busy in that. Jeez, it's so cute. This is when Chanel decided to take Kobe out for a walk in the rain. I love this one. It's got a bit of a reflection there as well, so it kind of adds to that leading line. You've got the blurry foreground that kind of just leads your eye into where the girls are. If you look at these drops, man, they're huge. Just have a look at them. I wanted to put Crystal as close to that as possible, and I used a really high shutter speed for this one so I could just freeze the water in time, just floating out there. Again, I've got Crystal facing towards where the light's coming in, so then it's highlighting the nice features of her face. You can tell that she's leaning on a pole, but the problem is when you've got things coming out of people's heads, you know, I don't like it. But I asked her to move off the pole just so we could see if we could get like that nice curtain of water in behind. And so that's what this shot looked like here. The quick shutter speed is dampening that light. And so some of these photos come through a little bit dark, so I'm really having to push them in the edit so I can get them from as dark as this to, you know, as bright as that. But luckily with these cameras these days, you can really push them and get as much information out of them as possible. So when it comes to editing for something like Instagram, I like to have a nice consistent feed, and using presets is one way to really help drive that consistency through your feed. Now, although I've used probably about 5 or 6 different presets for this, when you add them all together and you put them on a grid, it really works. And so you can see that's from the original, then we switch over and we have a look at it from the presets and the edit version, and it really kind of starts singing together. We're looking for consistent colors, consistent tones, and usually that will work much better on your feed. But anyway, that is it from me. If you've stuck around this far, thank you so much. If you like what you've seen here today, hit that like button, and if you want to see some more, why not subscribe? But until then, I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Alright, we got a quick update on our old friend, the goat. The goat is not pregnant because the goat is a boy. So
like this thing in his belly, nothing.
He's just got a big belly, that's all. Just got a big belly, not pregnant. Sorry, I shouldn't assume that, right? Like, that's just one of those things you don't assume, right? Like, you don't assume that a girl is pregnant, especially when it's a boy.